Well, I have been hanging out with myself for 2 weeks, and now I must sincerely apologize to everybody that I have ever spent time with. Stole that from Donna Cowan. It's time for Coffee with Bill. Let's see what's in the news. Dr. Fauci, the man giving us all those TV briefings on the Chi-Com virus, has been revealed. Copies of his email to Hillary Clinton after one of her speeches telling how moved he was and how much everyone loves her. Never trust a man who French kisses a rattlesnake. Anyone who loves Hillary Clinton and what she stands for does not possess the moral or ethical standards to be trusted in any government position. And Dr. Fauci is apparently linked to Bill Gates, who has been maneuvering to have a monopoly on treating the Chi-Com virus with his own vaccine. And Gates' vaccine experiments in third world countries appear to have killed or paralyzed hundreds of thousands of people. Some nations are accusing him of crimes against humanity for using their people as guinea pigs for him and his mad scientist style of vaccine development. Now, fortunately, Bill Gates' world domination plan is quickly going up in smoke as President Trump and doctors around the world are touting a quick and effective treatment using common antibiotics and malaria meds. For the good of the world, Bill Gates needs to be kept on a short leash. As much as I want to trust President Trump, I must ask, what in the world prompted him to put Fauci front and center on this? And President Trump yesterday spoke the biggest blunder that I have ever heard come out of his mouth. He declared that as president, he has absolute authority. No, he doesn't. Nobody in the U.S. government has absolute authority. That is the strength of our Constitution. It is designed to prevent anyone from having dictatorial powers. And the president has never been the boss of the state governors. The states have always been superior to the federal government. And if they would wake up and start acting like it, this nation would quickly get back on track as the land of the free and a home of the brave. America needs brave, bold governors who will nullify every unconstitutional federal law in their state, which would probably be just about every federal law. The presidential election is coming up fast, and we are once again hearing rumblings of term limits that we need so badly. Well, you know what? Congress is never going to clean itself up. The only way we will ever see term limits is for we the people to raise enough ruckus to get these issues put on the national ballot. Let the American people vote on it. I would gladly spend a few extra minutes in the voting booth voting yes or no on term limits, abortion, the fair tax, congressional salaries, LGBT as a civil right, and of course the mythological 28th Amendment, which would force Congress to obey all the laws they pass. Let the people have their say in the voting booth. Well, the great American pushback against the quarantine has begun. In fact, the rebellion against unconstitutional government needs to be a national movement that will be ferocious enough to strike fear into the hearts of every power-mad government official for years to come. They finally crossed the red line, and now Americans need to pounce. We need to be fair but merciless to those who violated the U.S. Constitution during this crisis. The Michigan governor, Gretchen Whitmer, the flaming liberal Democrat, is now the top suspect. She has issued outrageous orders that ban people from going to their neighbor's house, blocking off certain sections of stores to prevent people from buying certain products, including American flags. She banned boats from the waterways, some boats, but not others. And in a particularly stupid move, she issued an order that effectively banned homeschooling. Now, she quickly backed off on that, and in fairness to her, it appears that she simply made a mistake. She was so hell-bent on slamming the door on American freedom that she took it a step too far. It is apparent that Governor Whitmer is desperately trying to get the attention of Joe Biden. She wants to be his VP. And if one wants to be hailed by the Democrat Party, there are two ways to do it. violate the Constitution in every imaginable way, and loudly promote the filthiest imaginable sexual perversions. Do those two things and you will be loved by the Democrats. I see here the Vatican is censoring a video where Pope Francis was heard joking that Scotch is the real holy water. Well, considering the fact that holy water is really just water, why not? It'll make the Irish Catholics happy. Oh man, Brian Dennehy has died, another of Hollywood's great villains who entertained us for years. I best remember him as the evil sheriff in Silverado. Man, we are slowly losing all the great actors of Hollywood, and Hollywood is being left with nothing but flaming liberal loser trash. And as a reminder, why do we call them flaming liberals? It's because we know their future. Two doctors, a husband and wife, were arrested for tearing down a Trump flag while their children begged them not to. These are two Florida doctors, and they're both listed as gynecologists. Gynecologists who are Democrats usually means abortion clinic, but I haven't found anything confirming that. Now, just because someone has an advanced degree behind their name does not mean that they are morally or ethically decent people. Low moral leftists have been hiding behind their degrees for years. That is how they infiltrated and ruined America's public education system. Looks like Rush Limbaugh has offered to let Trump take over his radio show. And now that would be a blast. But I have a feeling that after he finishes his second term, Mr. Trump is going to play golf. Well, looky here. The desperate Democrats are proposing a bill that would provide $2,000 a month income for all Americans. You mean they are finally going to consider real Americans as just as important as illegals? That's a switch. Now, a lot of Americans are howling about these government handouts, saying it sets a bad precedent, but think of it this way. If they weren't putting that money into the bank accounts of the citizens, they would be wasting it in the stupidest ways imaginable. That's what Congress does. Think of it as a partial refund of all the money they have stolen from us for decades. Okay, let's end on a high note, and the best way to do that is with Scripture. Let's see what the verse of the day is at BibleGateway.com. How appropriate. It's about debt-free living. Debt-free is the way to be, and it applies not only to individuals, but also to our government. Romans 13:8 says this, "Owe no one anything except to love one another, for the one who loves another has fulfilled the law." This is Wild Bill for America. This has been Coffee with Bill. Thanks for watching, and America bless God again.